But like you said, this whole thing is kind of to thank a Vietnam veteran, to thank every Vietnam veteran. It's definitely a race against time. The only other living service members that I had in my family, other than me and my brother, that were alive when I grew up, were my two uncles. They were Vietnam veterans. Agent Orange got one in the 90s, and for alcoholism, got my other uncle in the early 2000s. When you talk about the urgency, it's definitely there.
Yeah. So, I'm tackling the Joint Chiefs in the hallway. I'm forcing myself into places that people sometimes don't want me to brief. And one of them recently was the Reserve Forces Policy Board. And so when I pleaded my case to the Reserve Chiefs about helping us thank and honor our Vietnam veterans in the neighborhoods where they lived, I reminded them that we're losing 557 a day. And the other thing I told them is, the national tragedy that we have, that we're losing 18 to 22 veterans a day to suicide. And 65% of those are veterans over the age of 50. And when I said that, General Pinero told a story about his brother who also served in Vietnam. But when he came back, PTSD and TBI weren't even in the lexicon back then. Right? And for our Vietnam veterans, the invisible wounds of war included the wounds of neglect, of indifference, of being forgotten, of being treated shamefully. And his brother, got 100% disabled from the VA, and he was supposedly all better. But on November 11th, 1971, he took his own life. Right? There is this national tragedy that includes the invisible wounds of war, and we have to help our veterans and their families out. And I think that when we look them in the eye, it changes them. It's a scene from Saving Private Ryan, where that aged Matt Damon looks at his wife and says, "Tell me I lived a good life. Tell me I'm a good man, that I've earned it." When we put a lapel pin on our veteran, we look him in the eye and say, "You did earn it. You made a difference in our life.